7:05 and 24 degrees. I've walked and that's all I can carry. This is plot 1. I've had to put a net over the peas because it's too bloody warm. Are we getting any rain at all?
I don't think there's any forecast, is there?
Well, they actually said, didn't they, that this is going to be the new. They think this is going to be the new norm.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying, isn't it?
I don't know how we'll all cope.
It's a bit much, isn't
Us menopausal women, we've had it, haven't we?
That's the trouble.
I mean, we're never going to get a good night's sleep ever again, are we?
It's to look forward to.
See you later. Two ladies that do this one, and they had some lettuce off me at the beginning of the year. Keep dropping stuff. I'm walking. Now this one is the people that we chopped the tree down for them, and now all of a sudden there's all sorts going off here. They've got a polytunnel on it and pumpkins and all sorts going on. Oh. I think, can you see how low the sun is? Because I came at 6:20, I think. And I water plot 2 first. And then I moved on to plot 1. And then I've harvested out as I've watered. So, 2 seconds while I get out the gate. Some are a little bit split. Let me put the phone down like that so I can actually physically show you. So some are a bit split, some are a bit green, some are a bit split, and the green ones just came off when I was harvesting. That one's been eaten, so I will take that one out. And then, but these are the other day and they're now ready. So, oh dear, I tell you, absolutely dripping wet through. Right, I need to make myself a drink because I've literally just got back. And I don't know why, but since we've been having this heat wave, my ice machine stopped making ice. So, I do need to look back at the footage. I don't feel like it's that long ago I set those peas. And don't forget, those peas are my pea seeds from my dwarf meteor ones. I will double check on the footage and see when it was that I potted all them up. But they're now growing again. So that's gone full circle, hasn't it? Grew, harvested, seeds dried out, reset them. I have covered them. I also harvested today this Cape Gooseberry, and this is all from the home garden. And I'm currently drying out melon seeds. So on that note, it's time for a bath. It is now nearly 8 o'clock. I've walked to the allotment at 6, got there about 20 past, and I've walked home and it's now 8 o'clock. Oh, I'm just looking, there's some red tomatoes outside as well. We'll get them in the morning. I watered the home garden yesterday and I've done the allotment today. So tomorrow it's home garden time again. And harvest at home. Because don't forget, a lot of the stuff at home is in pots. I don't want to overwater, especially with it being tomatoes and things like that. Just wanted to talk a little minute about Anaheim chilies, because they seem to be hotter when they go red on the actual plant. I've got some here going red and some still green. I'm going to put a little snippet in of the ones on the windowsill because I took the damaged ones off and they were green. And as the weeks progressed, they've gone red on the actual windowsill. So they seem to ripen when they're not on the plant, and the red ones are hotter. These. Now have dill seeds in them. And then where there's no seeds, I'll compost the rest. I'll just write on the bag, dill seeds. These are strawberry seeds. And like most fruit, these will probably do better stratified. So these will probably go in the greenhouse over the winter. So they get stratified, as in get cold to them. And then as it warms up, they usually start to grow. These are damaged Anaheim chilies. I'm saving the insides for mature seeds for next year. And the outsides I'll blend up and make a garlic and chilli water spray that I'll spray the fruit trees with, that some people have had good results with. These are F1 melon seeds that I'm currently drying out. And the F1 melon can be cross-pollinated depending on what's growing around that melon. There's a very, very interesting video that I found quite recently by Roots and Refuge Farm, and I got a lot from that video, and I did post it on my YouTube page in the actual post section. It's well worth a watch. It gives you a lot of information about cross-pollinating and just general seed saving from F1 hybrids or non-open pollinated seeds. So I'm going to save them, and they will be a bit of an experiment for next year, because they were growing Originally, when they first set the fruit, they would have been growing separate because these were from plot 2. Plot 1 is growing with pumpkins, so I wouldn't save the seed from plot 1, but plot 2 is just growing melons. There's nothing to cross-pollinate with. These are the dill seeds. You can kind of see them in the bottom of the bag now as they're drying. Eventually all the brush will disappear and it'll be dry enough for me to just shake all the seeds out. There's a few more melon seeds there. Here I've got peas, allotted beans. There's some more peas in there. And I'm starting to get little, I say these Chinese tubs and anything really, yogurt pots that might have a lid or something similar, Chinese pots. I save all that kind of stuff to put the seeds in. And that's what I'm working on now for next year, because I'm starting my seed collection from, there's more peas now at plot 2 that needs harvesting, and the allotted beans I'm now leaving on the actual plant to mature and dry up on the actual plant. So I'm making sure I'm saving the right seed. I've also got some green beans in the shed at plot 1. They're drying out. Some bush beans, some broad beans. I've got some green dwarf fine beans. I've saved them. They're drying out in the shed at the minute, and I've got pots up there that I'll put them in when they're dry. So I should have a variety of seed saved that will be fresh seed from this year, because a lot of my seed packets were sowed last year because they were getting to the close end of sell by date. I don't worry too much about that sell by date thing unless it's years and years and years, but the problem is if you try a seed and it fails and you really wanted that particular product, and then you've got to start all over again, and then have you got time to grow it? And I think that's why people do tend to still set a seed that they're more likely to have a success with than keep using their own seed. But if you've got loads of space, then it's worth experimenting and trying different things, because I honestly believe that you don't learn anything if you don't try. You don't experiment. You don't see what works, see what don't work, see things grow. And the video that I've just mentioned earlier, I think that kind of explains how plants work really, really well, and how that you can often get new varieties and different things by cross-pollinating. And do you really want that tomato? Don't you really want that tomato? Do you want to try and see if you get something different? I did try the Tesco tomatoes this year, and I did save a couple of plants, and I did get little mini plum tomatoes, but they've not got very big. They're just little tiny little things, smaller than I would say the original tomatoes were that I bought. So, but then that could be the fact that, you know, I've had problems with those tomatoes and they are growing with other tomatoes. So are they cross-pollinating? I don't know. I think for me now, I'm kind of at the end, really, of what I wanted to grow. My freezer's nearly full. I've still got things to harvest. I'm starting to save seed and dry it all out and make sure that it's a mature seed and it's ready. I've got basil seed set in the greenhouse at plot 1, and I think that's what I'm kind of trying to do now. On top of that, get on top of the weeds and get the beds ready for next spring so that they can be covered with cardboard and manure, and they're ready to go come spring. And then I will also put in some onions and some garlic for over the winter, and the bush beans, the broad beans, and see how they do. And then obviously the stuff that I will stratify over the winter, things like the strawberries and any fruit related things that I'm taking cuttings from, or whatever that I do over the winter that kind of needs the cold, and that then starts to grow when it warms up. They'll all start, because they'll be sown, so they'll all start growing in the spring. Either they will or they won't. So I don't think a lot of people do too much over the winter, because I don't think there's loads that you can grow over the winter. And of course, if you want to have every bed full and grow such a lot of food through the season, then different things are ready at different times.